All right, well, good morning. Welcome to the CTE Course Management System session. Today, Stephen Kelly, I'm your CTE Senior Analyst, and Jennifer Winstead, CTE Systems Coordinator, will step you through the CTE Course Management System. Before we get started, let's cover some housekeeping items. First, if you have a question during the webinar, please enter them, your questions in the chat. This is viewable to all. If you have a specific question, a question you want and you don't want yourself to be known or to keep anonymous from other viewers, if you don't mind, you can send them privately by selecting the individual person and choosing the chat. This webinar will be recorded, and you'll find a copy of this presentation in the session resources. Finally, if you find you need overall conference help, please email cteschelp@gmail.com for services. System overview. The course management system, or what we'll be referring to as CMS in this presentation, was built with the intention of it being our heart and center of our course management system. Just like the heart sends blood away or throughout the body, it will send data that is synchronized. And just like the heart, it also brings blood back to the heart. In this case, it is a feed of various information, so it can, again, send synchronized data throughout the body again. In the past, we worked with different spreadsheets, and we may have ended up with various versions of spreadsheets at some point in the year, with some also begging the question, which was the last official version? And in rare cases, we have to revert to a previous version. Those days are hopefully behind us. No more SOCA version 1, 2, 3, etc. So let's take a few minutes to look at a few of the data flows that impact the CMS together. The CMS is impacted by PowerSchool in a number of ways. The CMS feeds PowerSchool in many ways. By way of course licensure information via the download report, data is uploaded, possibly edited, and reviewed and passed into PowerSchool. By way of credentials, this information is passed into PowerSchool indirectly through the download credentials data. The field sees the NCCTE admin in the various credential reports, and PowerSchool sees the data put into a database and reported on student transcripts. By way of student assessments, this information is passed on to PowerSchool indirectly through download student test data. The field sees it in NCCTE admin in various reports and downloadable options, where PowerSchool sees the data put into a database and reported onto student transcripts. The CMS provides critical information to all reports generated by NCCTE admin, such as course licensure, course delivery requirements, course standards, credential by course, credentials cost, equipment guide, lead consultants, local course options, and status of curriculum assessment, better known as SOCA. The powerful aspects of this application is one change in the system will make changes throughout all reports. So if there's a course name correction, the course name is updated in one location and it gets updated throughout all reports in this system. This represents that the CMS transfers data to CEDARS, or what they call Common Education Data Analysis Reporting System. and or the NCODS, North Carolina Operational Data Store. Information on the NCODS is the current year. Everything long-term is stored on CEDARS. Some of these reports included, but are not limited to, student transcripts, career endorsements, longitudinal data, indicator data, credential reports, teacher bonus pay, etc. The CMS website is also fed by the CMS system. An interactive course pathways report and a link to the CTE Essential Standards are all tied to course changes in the CMS. Additionally, detailed information about course information, standards, and individual pathway alignment for individual courses can be provided on the above input screen. This system searches and pulls data from tables within the CMS system, all which can be accessed and edited in one single location. Before we move on to know your basics, are there any questions you have regarding the information we've discussed so far while it's fresh on your mind? If so, please put them in the chat. Okay, Wanda, let's see. Ashley, you might want to ask Wanda if she has maybe logged out and logged back in. She's saying that she has no volume. You might want to type it into her or contact her. All right. We're going to move on because I see that there's no questions. So we're going to move on to our next slide. So there's no questions that deal with the system overview. Okay. So know your basics as a CTE support level person. So we're all CTE level support level systems, since this is basically for CDCs. I think that's the main group for this session. It would be the expectation that every person at a support level know how to locate the following basic information, such as curriculum, blueprints or standards, equipment, and training. All this information is accessible from the NCCTE admin, a one-stop shop. The first item every CTE person should know how to locate in CTE is curriculum. Where is it? How do I verify my teachers are using the most current? To find the curriculum, start with going to NCCTE admin. The URL is https://center.ncsu.edu/NCCTE. Go to the links and select NCCTE Moodle on the main menu. Links will be at the bottom right of the menu. The next page you will get to will be a series of links. These are primarily by program area, with the exception of the sections Administration and Support and Miscellaneous. If there is only one link, you will be directly entered into that site. If there are multiple, it will show you those selections. As you can see on the slide, once we select health, 3 more selections come up. The user will need to select one of those choices. If they are looking for Health Science 1 curriculum, they'll select the Health Science Education PLC Moodle. If it requests a key, a Moodle key, you'll need to see your CTE director or CIMC PPOC. Once inside the PLC Moodle, find the course and locate the file or folder indicating curriculum guide. In this example, the user would select HU40 Health Science 1 2021-2022 Curriculum Guide PDF. This can easily be verified that the guide is the most current by looking for the release date once you open the guide. In the example on the screen, you can see this in the footer of page Roman numeral I. One can go back to the status of curriculum assessment, better known as the SOGA, and verify the curriculum date. The date here does say summer 2020. The same date shown on the guide. The teacher in this case would be using the most current guide.
The second item to be sure you have for your basic information is your course blueprint or the standards. You can find the course blueprint in NCCT admin, as we mentioned earlier, but it's also available in another place, which is through the CMS website, as shown on the left, and also then again through the course information reports in NCCT admin, as shown on the right. Through the CMS website, and the link is below the slide here, you can enter the course code or name, then select course standards, as is circled in blue there, or you can go to NCCT admin, which is the link is shown below the main menu there. Go to reports, future course info, and then select course standards. The standards or blueprint displays the same way, and no matter which direction you go, which angle you use to get to the blueprint. And it includes the standards and objectives for your selected course, along with the course weight, the RBT designations, and essential employability skills if available. Okay, the third set of information that you would need is the equipment guide. And the equipment guide lists all the equipment, tools, software, curriculum, etc. that's needed for teaching the course in your classroom. Previously, some of the equipment guides included training, credential, and licensure information. But now, because we have specific reports that include that information, training and licensure is now in the licensure course delivery requirement report, which I'll discuss later on. And credentials are in the CBC. That information has been removed from the equipment guide to maintain consistency and to have one reference point for all that information, which is another reason for this, the main reason for the CMS system. So to access the equipment guide, you would go through NCCT admin from the main menu, as shown here on the left, then reports, future course info, then equipment guide. Then you'd enter the course name or number, select that, then enter view or select view, and the equipment guide for that course will display as shown there. And the last part of knowing your basics is being aware of the course delivery requirements. And this information is accessed once again from the main menu in NCCT admin under reports, future course info, then course licensure. And within that licensure report, there's a link to the course delivery requirements report. This new report lists all the CTE courses and if they require additional training to teach, or if they have suggested training. And that's located under the course delivery requirements column. along with the resource to obtain that training, which is listed under the course delivery resource column. Directors hire using licensure info, and they can check here for any requirements that new teachers may need, any additional required or suggested training. The required training is not optional. Teachers must be trained accordingly to teach that course. So this report shows you all that information. So before we move on to the course information reports, do you have any questions regarding what we have discussed about knowing your basics? And if so, you can put them in the chat. You guys are quiet this morning.
Okay.
All right. I will move on to the course information reports. As an overview, these are accessible through the main menu in NCCT Admin. And currently, right now, this point in time, 2 years of information is visible under reports. As you can see, I've got it highlighted here. The first is the 2020-21 data under course info, which is highlighted in blue. And the second is the 2021-2022 data, which is under the future course info, which is highlighted in the bright purple. This is mainly due to, I believe it's House Bill 87, which required us to extend the 2020-2021 school year until the 1st of September. After that date, the future course info will become the course information, which you're all used to seeing on NCCT Admin here. And the 2020-2021 data will no longer be visible. And right now, because of this overlap in the school years, there may be some information that is not completely finalized until the official end of the year in September. So the warning you see above, highlighted in yellow, is on each of the reports in the future course information. This information is considered draft until September 4th, 2021. So you'll see that on all of the reports. Okay. Some of you have seen this report, the licensure report. It was visible in the spring of this year. The licensure report lists all the CTE courses along with their licensure requirements. You can also search for courses and licenses in the search box. This example shows the licensure applicable to IM63 Welding Technology 3. And as I mentioned in our discussion of Know Your Basics, this is also where you find the link to the course delivery requirements report, which is highlighted in green. We have mentioned this before previously, but just to give you a bit more information about the new course delivery requirement report, you can toggle back and forth between the licensure report and the course delivery report by selecting either of the blue circles, going from the delivery requirements report to the course licensure report and then back again. That's a nice feature. And then we also have an enhancement to most of our course information reports, and that's the ability to toggle the legend on and off. So you can hide it when you don't need it for reference, and then you can show it again if you need to view that information. And by default, the legend is hidden. And also we have a few updated and new fields to let you know about. In the SOCA report, the standards date field has been removed. The decision was made to remove the standards date to clarify the curriculum date information instead of having both dates. And then in the local course option report, the LCO report, there is a new field that's available called PSUs offering. And this field lists the PSUs that are offering that specific LCO. And this data will be updated after the next LCO renewal cycle.
Okay. So this report is currently in spreadsheet format and is in process to be part of the report in NCCTE admin. So look for this report to be published here in the future. So this is where how things count will be reported in NCCTE admin in the future. So that's what we put here. So right now we're going to, as of today, we're going to put how things count document. It's going to be in a workbook format, which will be posted on the CTE Directors Moodle. And most likely it will also be posted on the CIMC Moodle and then passed out from there. I would imagine it will also be put onto the other Moodles as well. There's plans to have sessions on this topic in the fall for CDCs, so more information to come. So before we move on to the CMS site, are there any questions you have regarding the information we've discussed on the course information reports while it's fresh on your mind? If so, please put them in the chat. Okay.
All right. We'll move on to the CMS website. And just like as in the NCCT admin course information reports, there are 2 years of data available on the CMS website until September 4th. So when you first log on or access the CMS site, you you will see the 2020-2021 homepage shown on the left. And there's a toggle button, which I've circled in blue, that you can select to take you to the 2021-2022 homepage. So you can toggle between the 2 years, the home pages, by clicking these buttons. And just make sure you understand which year you're on, because I'm finding I'm having trouble keeping track sometimes. So just make sure you realize which year that you're looking at. Also on the 2021-2022 website, you see the warning highlighted in the orange box stating that this information is draft until September 4th. And once again, this also appears on each page of the website as you navigate through it. Once the official end of the year is complete on September 4th, the 2021-2022 homepage will be what you see when you access the CMS site, and the warning will go away as it will no longer be applicable. So from this point in this presentation, I'll be referring to the features and the information that is going to be found on the 2021-2022 CMS site. So on the homepage for 21-22, there is a new pathways view, which I've circled in blue, and this is the pathways by program area. This new pathway organizational view breaks down the pathways by their applicable program area. so that now you can see the pathways organized by cluster as you had in the past. And now you can also see and access them by their associated program area. And this is an example of the pathways view. I'm sure you all are familiar with this. The middle grade exploration, always in green on the left, lists all the middle grade courses applicable to that pathway. Then the next 4 boxes list the course or courses required in the pathway, which include foundational prerequisite, prereq, concentrator, which is always in orange, and the career pathway major options. We have supplemental employability skills courses, supplemental technical courses listed below, followed by work-based and experiential learning, and the CTSOs, all that are applicable to the pathways. We've made some enhancements to the pathways in both the program area view and the cluster view. These are circled in blue. We have updated the career pathway major options to show courses with co-ops in that pathway. The second is as the work-based and experiential learning now lists the WBL possibilities that all the courses provide within that specific pathway. And then we've also listed the CTSO in the pathway based on the focus of the concentrator course. So in this example, MH32, Sports and Entertainment Marketing 2, which is the concentrator course, has DECA and or FBLA as its CTSOs. So therefore, this pathway focus is on DECA and or FBLA. So in January, the CUGs, the course user guides, were removed from the Moodles, and the CMS became the source for all your course information. That reference information, the general reference information contained in the CUGs, has now been moved to the applicable locations in both the CMS website and the course information reports. The course information CUG reference material is shown by the red arrows in the slide and can be found on both the CMS website and the SOCA report. The course standards reference material is shown by the blue arrows on both the website and the course standards report in the course information report. So basically, it's the general information applicable has been added to the website and the NCCT admin reports. There's a new field that's been added in the early spring to the course information page on the website. You may have already seen this. If a course has a credential as its proof of learning, the credential as POL field is now available, and it lists the credential or credentials that is or are the course POL. If there's no credential as the course's POL, NA is in that credential as POL field. An enhancement to the course standards download is in the works. So we've gotten a lot of requests about this. When downloading the course standards report for a specific course, the formatting displayed on the website will be maintained, so there will be no need to reformat the report. We're working with our partners to provide this capability, and we'll let you know when it's available. So, does anyone have any questions regarding the information we've discussed in our webinar? We'd love to answer any questions you might have. Okay, so we've got some. What is a CUG? A CUG is the course user guide, is what it stands for, and it contains, for each course, the blueprint, standards, which we've now moved to both NCCT admin and to the CMS. It contains course information, all the specifics about the course. All that information is now in the CMS and NCCT admin. Things like, its POL, whether the status of the course description, the CTSOs, the prereqs, all that kind of information. It also has the essential employability skills if those have been or developed yet, if the course is new enough to have those added. That type of information. Does that help? Okay. Can you please review how to find PD opportunities? Stephen, can you help with that one?
I'm trying to figure out where they were going with that question.
Okay.
I mean, as it relates to our presentation, as far as PD, was it because as far as PD, by course, I don't have enough information as far as where she was going with that question.
Okay.
It's kind of open, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think a lot of that is really determined by your administrators in your district as far as providing professional development, or the consultants providing professional development by those courses. I don't think you're going to provide. I don't think you're going to see professional development that's going to come out of this in the course management system. PD is not going to come out and say, here's your professional development from a course management system. The only thing that we mentioned from a course management system standpoint is some trainings that are either required or suggested under that licensure component.
For the detailed content for sports and entertainment. Well, if you were to go to the CMS, look up sports and entertainment marketing. I'm not sure what the course number is off the top of my head. You could find the course information under the course information box, and that would list course description, the status of the course. I mean, there's so many things that it lists there. I mean, if there's any credentials aligned, the CTSOs, all that type of thing. Then if you would, from that same place, if you were to select the course standards box, it would give you all the course standards. There's more information in NCCT admin. You can look at the equipment guide there. There's a selection under the course info reports for the equipment guide. If there's any credentials, more of the same type of information under the in the SOCA. Does that help? Okay, good.
Let's see if we can pull that up. I'm not sure if we can pull that up on our screen. Let's see if it will allow us. The sharing hasn't been working really well. The sharing screen. Yeah.
Can you do it?
It's not. I'm clicking on share screen and then choosing the share screen, and I think once people are log into the thing, it's not allowing us to share screen. So
okay, let me.
We only have 47, so we're not at the maximum. So I'm not sure why it's not allowing us to share the screen. So they may have just changed it all over to a certain type. So.
Right.
or we would demonstrate it to you, where you can, show you how this would work as choosing through the menus. We try to do as best we can with screenshots of clicking on the menus,
Yeah.
and NCDT admin, and so
Stephen,
forth.
could you go back to that slide for the enhancement CUG information?
This one?
No, that one. So if you look at that first screenshot in the top left, you would enter, yes, exactly, right there. You would enter the course there, select a course, and then you select that, and then you can select course information, which goes to here. And I haven't just showed everything, but at that point, it would give you so much information about the course. Like I was saying before, the course description, the status, any credentials, CTSOs, etc. If you selected that course standards button, it would give you all of the basically the blueprint. You can select the career pathways button, and that would give you every pathway where that course appears, where that course, that course is part of. So if that helps. And then also that information is also in the future course info from NCCT admin in a little different format and a little more information as well. Any other questions? How do you get to the main menu tab from the course standards? Okay. Okay, the main menu is in NCCT admin. So if you were to log into NCCT admin, you would find that's where you would find your main menu. And from the main menu, you would select reports. And then from reports, you can go to the future course info or course info, depending on the year. And that's where you would find your course standards there or from the CMS website. So you would start in NCCT admin to get to the main menu, which would appear on the left, on the right of your screen. Sure, you're welcome. Are there any other questions on how to find anything?
Jennifer's the one that manages the course management system. So, if there was a misspelling or an error, she's the one that goes in and makes those corrections.
And I input all of the new information. I make sure everything is up to date and put all of the new information for each year in for all of the courses.
So while you have her, any of those questions, you have her full attention right now.
Is there a user's guide for new teachers? There is no user's guide. There is a PowerPoint that was posted. I think, wasn't it posted here as part of, goodness gracious. It was, help me out, Stephen. Where did we post this? I think that all of the consultants posted, it was a video that I made the first of the year. And I think
course management system. There is a course management system, I believe, on most of the, I know that there's one on that was posted for CIMCs, and I know that it's posted even on the course on some of the Moodles.
Yes, I know all the consultants posted the video on the Moodles, each of the program area Moodles. And I believe they actually had it. I was kind of surprised, but I believe they actually had it on as part of a session that you could,
Watch.
yeah, that you could watch.
I think it was just called Course Management System Overview.
I think so. Mm-hmm. The CMS is on NCED Cloud. No, it's actually just on, you can access it anywhere. I mean, it's public. It's actually, the website is public. It's parents, teachers, students, anyone can go out and use it. And we posted that on one of these slides is the website. So it's not a private site at all. It's just, it's out there for anyone. Now in CCT admin, you have to have your own login for that. But the CMS website is out for everyone to see.
Okay. All right. If there are, thank you. Yeah, and the system is continually being added to. You know, as we work with districts throughout the year, reports are constantly being added because of requests from districts. You know, we hear from, you know, we listen to through directors and support staff, teachers and so forth. So, you know, as we listen to stuff is constantly being added to improve the system. So it's changing all the time.
Well, good. I hope you've gotten something out of this. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me or Stephen, and we'll be glad to help you.
All right, Ashley, you can go ahead and end the recording.
Thank you.